Friends, we begin worship the same way every Sunday morning with number 188 in your hardback hymnal and shared on our big screen, Come, Come, Whoever You Are. We sing it 2 times in English, we change the key, and we sing it in Spanish as well. Will you rise and body your... Oh, Michael? Oh, yeah, please rise and body your spirit as you're willing and able.
Catch off guard.
Good morning. Welcome to Second Unitarian Church of Omaha's multi-platform worship service. My name is Lorraine Duggan. I use she and her pronouns, and I have the privilege of being your virtual worship associate this morning with Reverend Juniper Meadows, our settled and newly installed minister who's in the sanctuary with you after a lovely installation ceremony. We want to offer a special welcome to any visitors today. We invite you to stay after today's service for coffee and conversation. If you're on Zoom, please stay for the breakout room so we can get to know you better. We welcome all of you this morning, no matter who you are, whom you love, how you may choose to present yourself to the world, what your background may be, or whatever your faith, if any, or your beliefs. We encourage you to participate with your whole self, your doubts, your fears, your challenges, or whatever you may be facing in your life, as well as your gifts and your aspirations. Wherever you are in your spiritual journey, we invite you to join us in community. We recognize that every person who visits or joins this church enriches all of us. We're an inclusive, nurturing, liberal religious community engaged in thoughtful pursuit of truth and meaning. We strive to live by our values of justice, equity, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, and generosity, with love at the center. Our mission is to become more authentic, compassionate, and transformative human beings in all aspects of our lives. We practice whole family worship and welcome the joyful sounds of children in our congregation. Please make yourself comfortable during the service. There are activity bags and fidget toys with no age limits at the back of the sanctuary. We invite you to move your body as needed during the worship. We do ask that you silence your phones during the service, and we want to tell you that we are recording, so if you do not wish to be on camera, you might want to move back a bit, if possible, from the front rows. Our Soul Matters theme for September is Building Belonging. And today with the Reverend Juniper Meadows, we're celebrating with our annual ritual of water communion. For our first act of worship, please greet those next to you. And on Zoom, please unmute yourselves to greet one another.
Well, good morning, friends. My name is Reverend Juniper Meadows. I'm a tall, curly-haired woman with, I got a lot going on today. I got like a stole with a luna moth and a chalice. I have this beautiful robe that some of the women in this congregation made for me. It is amazing. And I am so honored and pleased to be your subtle minister at Second Unitarian Church of Omaha. Lorraine has a chalice lighting for us this morning. Lorraine, will you share our chalice lighting?
Yes. This chalice lighting is for water communion. It's from the Reverend Douglas Taylor. It's called Fire and Water, Flicker and Flow. Our weekly ritual of bringing fire into our chalice reminds us of the spirit and the light. Our annual ritual of pouring water into our common bowl reminds us of our shared gifts and grace. Fire and water, flicker and flow. We light our chalice, this fragile, flickering flame, as we honor the flow of grace among us.
Well, I thought Lorraine was leading the covenant. That's okay. That's fine,
Oh,
friend.
okay. You want me to do the covenant?
Connection, not perfection. Take it away, Lorraine.
Okay. The covenant. Rather than reciting creeds or professing dogmatic beliefs, this church practices covenants, which are sacred promises we make on how we'll relate to one another as a faith community. Our covenant goes back to the church's founders. It's adapted by James Villa Blake. Sarah will post the words on the screen, and please say it with me. Love is the spirit of his church, the quest for truth, its sacrament. And this is our covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth in love, and to help one another believe more fully in life. And because Spanish is the second most spoken language in the United States, in the spirit of inclusivity, we'll also say the covenant together in Spanish. El amor es el espíritu de nuestra iglesia, la búsqueda de la verdad, nuestro sacramento. Y esto es nuestro gran acuerdo, que convivamos en paz, que busquemos la verdad en el amor, y que nos ayudemos uno al otro a creer más en la vida. And now we'll have the sharing of water. So it's back to you, Reverend Juniper.
Thank you, Lorraine. Water communion. So the Unitarian Universalist Water Communion began in 1980 as part of the Women and Religion movement. At a conference in East Lansing, Michigan, Lucille Shuck Longview and Carolyn McDade created what they called the water ritual, offering UU women a way to reconnect spiritually when their work and travels kept them far from their home congregations. Each participant would bring a small amount of water from a place that was meaningful to her, perhaps from a home tap or a beloved river or connected to some journey. And they would pour that water into a common vessel while telling or holding its story. And this simple act would honor each individual's journey while celebrating the shared power and interconnection marked with water, naming a shift towards placing nature and lived experience and ritual at the heart of Unitarian Universalism. And this practice quickly moved beyond the original gathering. Folks would take it to their own congregations, and by the mid-1980s, UU congregations across this continent had adopted it as a water communion or a water ingathering service, sometimes also called a water ceremony. We call it all kinds of things. often held at the start of the church year when people are coming back from vacations. Members of all genders and ages would bring water from meaningful places, sometimes where they had spent their summer months, and sometimes from the kitchen sink this morning, as I have often had to do for water communion. And they would pour it into a communal bowl as a sign of their journeys and their return, as all rivers do flow into that common great-grandmother ocean. This adaptation transformed this ritual from a feminist-focused gathering into a multi-generational congregational practice, while still preserving its core themes of connection, reverence, and community. And today, water communion is one of the most widely celebrated UU rituals. As we noticed yesterday, it's one of the ceremonies that's in my contract as your minister to do. The mingling, it's how important it is to this congregation. The mingling of waters continues to symbolize the interconnectedness of all of our individual lives with the larger whole, as well as this congregation's regathering after a season apart. And many communities use the ritual to lift up important themes like environmental stewardship and global water justice, while others might bless that collected water for things like child dedications or pastoral care, or as we do, return it to the earth as an act of reverence. In every form, in any form, the ritual stands as a threshold moment each year, renewing our values and our commitments to one another, to the earth, and to shared spiritual life. As we will partake of this ceremony today, we join with Unitarian Universalists all across the world in the shared practice of return and belonging. And here is how it works. So if you don't have water, it's okay to still need to go get water. It's also okay to forgo this ritual if it doesn't speak to you. There are no requirements, no arm pulling or arm twisting here. But if you do have water and you would like to share it, we have two places to do that. One, if you aren't comfortable being on camera and being at the front of the church, there is a glass jar with vines in it on that back table, and you're welcome to pour your water into there. If you're up front, I invite you to come and first pour your water into our common vessel that we use for the stones and water ceremony for altar building. This water will hold the burdens that are placed in it later. If we are overflowing, don't fill it overfull, just pour your water into here. I don't think we'll have that problem. Better safe than sorry. So now I'll invite our indulgent singers forward to place their water first. And as we begin to sing, I invite you, as you feel so moved, to come and place your water in the common vessel. Well, we can wait till we're singing, friends. We'll be singing in just a second. Oh, and I'm actually getting ahead of myself, aren't I? We have a brief meditation. Very short. Oh. Thanks, Kathy. Friends, I invite you to find yourself in this space in a way that feels good to you. Standing, sitting, however you are is a good way. Connect your own body, 60% water. Without water, all across the world, this planet is lousy with it. Falls from the sky. You are this water, coming back after a year away, or just coming back after a week away. Water is life. May we, each of us, go down to that inner river within each and every one of us with a prayer in our hearts. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Oh, love, show me the way. brothers, let's go down, down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and what shall turn this world around. Oh, love, show me the way. Oh, brothers, let's go down, let's go down, come on down. Oh, brothers, let's go down, down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and what shall call the thunder down. Oh, love, show me the way. Oh, kindred, let's go down, let's go down, come on down. Oh, kindred, let's go down, down in the river to pray. You're invited to sing, friends, if you would like. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall light the fire now? Oh, love, show me the way. Oh, mothers, let's go down, let's go down, come on down. Oh, mothers, let's go down, down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall throw the tyrants down? Oh, love, show me the way. Oh, fathers, let's go down, let's go down, come on down. Oh, fathers, let's go down, down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall sing the mighty sound? Oh, love, show me the way. Oh, parents, let's go down, let's go down, come on down. Oh, parents, let's go down, down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall laugh the morning round? Oh, love, show me the way. Oh, children, let's go down, come on down. Oh, children, let's go down, down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the robe and crown? Oh, love, show me the way. Everybody, let's go down, let's go down. Don't you want to go down? Everybody, let's go down, down in the river to pray. And we have a time for all ages from Ashley about water protectors. Indeed it is, and may we find all of ourselves called to be stewards of our common earth, working for the care of land and all the waters that make life possible, that make us possible. Holding that commitment in our heart, may we come and participate in this shared ceremony of altar building. And this is an opportunity for you to be up and out of your space, to find meaning with some of the symbols we have arrayed around the sanctuary. Friends, if you're on Zoom, I invite you to use this time to reflect, to meditate, to be with the music, or to make the space you are in more sacred. Perhaps you can find some water that you yourself might touch and engage with, and reflect on the connection that you have with all water, all across this planet, and perhaps far beyond as well. But for those of us in person, come and take a flower grown with water and fire from the sun and the breeze of the air and the roots of the earth. Take this as a symbol for you. We do this every Sunday. You might keep it for yourself. A friend. If that's the case, take two. We have plenty of flowers. In these baskets of flowers, you will also find stones. You may take a stone, feel its weight in your palm, the gravity, expression of the mass of the planet, exertion on space-time, pulling everything to the center. Connect that burden that you are carrying to that sense, that pull and that weight, and when you are ready, give it back to the water. Today I encourage you to feel that water on your hands too as you place the stone into the water. Feel the wet and the cold and the refreshing. And because that water really could be from anywhere, we also have hand sanitizer. It's also flu and cold season, so we'll be needing the hand sanitizer on the altar station as a way not just of cleansing your hands, but also taking care of yourself and one another. Because that's what we do here. Make sure your hands are extra dry before you do this next part. And you've heard me told this now that it is flammable. Maybe use a different hand. Or use it in a different order. Maybe take a stick, friends, and get it to the fire if there's something you would like to shine some light on in your life. Sometimes it takes just a second. Holding what's in your heart, you have a hard time. It's okay. You were just searing hot. You are not lighting on fire. So sorry, friends. You get the idea. There we go. Sometimes it takes a couple tries. And this box is our book of life. You can write anything you want in the book of life, a prayer, a poem, a brief reflection. You can sign your name, you can stay anonymous. What is written in the book of life will be shared in an extemporaneous prayer of the people following altar vote. We have these stations set up in the back as well. There's a little whiteboard over here if you're feeling creative. Feel free to draw. Friends on Zoom, the chat box is your chat box of life. What is written there will also be shared in that extemporaneous prayer. And we ought to have time for prayers for the people. So if there's something you would like to share from the chancel, you will have time for that as well. And of course, we take our offering up during altar building because it is a sacrament that's worthy of any of these. Lorraine, will you tell us a little bit about our Share the Plate partner inclusive communities?
Yes. Every month, the generous congregation of Second Unitarian donates half of our offering to a local nonprofit. Our partner for September and October is Inclusive Communities. Inclusive Communities' mission is to confront prejudice, bigotry, and discrimination. It envisions a society that is strengthened by diversity, inclusion, respect, equity, and justice for all people. Through our powerful human relations work, we are providing education and advocacy related to the topics of diversity and inclusion. The philosophy of this organization is to meet people where they are and give them the tools to act. Its programming offers various ways that folks can affirm, confront, and transform to make inclusive changes at the individual, peer group, community, and systemic levels. It provides programs to businesses, educational institutions, government agencies, nonprofit organizations, and community and faith groups. With its various table talks, which you may have attended in the past, Inclusive Communities offers everyone a space to build community through dialogue. Social justice is at the heart of our church, and every day you use show up. We have multiple ways for you to contribute. The altar box, as Reverend Juniper just mentioned, is part of our altar building. or you can use the QR code on your order of service. You can go to our website and click on giving, or you can mail a check to the church. And if you do that, please write "share the plate" in the memo line. We appreciate your generosity in supporting inclusive communities and our church. And with that, it's back to Reverend Juniper in the altar building.
Thank you, Lorraine. And I'll invite Carla Bilkoon forward for a special original piece, which Carla has titled Water. And I invite you to use this time and this space as feels right to you, friends. Right where you are is as holy a place as any, so if these stations don't speak to you, that is okay. But this time is yours. Carla? I'm not asleep. Friends, will you join me in that spirit of reverence, reception, and prayer as we hear these prayers of the people in person and connected by light and lightning? Spirit of life, Spirit of the great waters, who hold and carry everything, may we, I'm a little tired after installation yesterday. I'm also just remembering that I forgot something important. We have a saying here, friends, you know it, connection, not perfection, right? And I had meant to read this before altar building, but that's okay. This water, now full of burdens and lives and stories, is all the more fitting to receive such a blessing. This is the water of life, as all water is the water of life, living and sustaining to all beings, connecting each to all and all to each. So will you now join me in a spirit of reverence and prayerful contemplation? Great Spirit of water, Mother Ocean, kindred river, gentle rain and wash away waves, all we know which lives finds its being through you, your depths, your being, the womb of the world, your blood, our blood, your fate, our destiny, for all belong in the greater body of water. Wide seas of deep secret, shallow pools after a light rain, may we honor you always. In that honoring, may we honor all beings. May we be moved in the flow of love to live as such. May we heed your lessons, embrace your mystery, transforming states of matter, ways of being, generous water from a stone, stone from the earth. May your cup, may our cup overflow. Equitable in the mercy of a cool glass of water on a hot day, equitable in the wild wrath of a world we play at being masters of. Great Spirit of many waters, humble us, hold us, fill us with a steady sense of reverence that heeds you in all things, heeding all things as part of you. May this water be blessed, and as it returns to the earth, imparting this thirsty land with fresh hope, may this water be blessed, as all water is a blessing, imparting life on each and all, the righteous and the wicked, the great and the small. May this water be blessed and a blessing. May it wash away the muck from our inner vision. May we be so blessed to be able to sit with the muddy pool of our sorrows, until the silt and sand and mud and worry descend to the bottom, revealing clarity, revealing purpose, revealing love and the surface reflection, past the reflection, the mystery. Love calling us into the depths of true belonging. So the people say, so may it be. Amen. And from our book of life, these offerings, one amongst us wishes to thank every individual who participated behind the scenes, in front, or attended my installation service yesterday. Their heart was full of music, joy, and fellowship that evening. Mine too, friends. Thank you so much for that very special day. Maybe know that the waters of joy, the waters of sorrow meld within one life on one world as part of one larger body. And so it is right that these sorrows and joys are named together, all in one, and one in all. And I do feel called to name, given that it's been in the news, a moment to consider the rise of political violence in our country and how we are so divided. Friends, will you join me in a brief meditation to reflect on this and the commonhood, common nature of our being? I invite you to take deep, full breaths, several of these. Do you remember the sound of the ocean? They say that the great jungles and forests are the breath of the world, and it may be so, but the ocean sounds like breathing as the tides come and recede. A constant, epoch-old reminder of how things turn in and out. The breath sound waves of the ocean, a reminder of our common origin, of our common ancestry, unitary and universal in this at least. From the depths we rise, to the depths we shall go, and we are here but for a little while. May our time in the sun, our time beneath the moon, our time in and with and as water experiencing this world and this life, lead us to be water bearers. Lead us to be lovers of life and livers of love, and never once thinking that a violent act may be a true or good act. May we be the ones who don't stand on moral high ground, wagging our fingers. May we be the ones who point to the ocean, who point to the river, who remind ourselves and one another, holding this sort of apotheotic vision of ourselves as the earth as often and as readily as we can. For we are all one piece, expression of the more than human world, here for a time before we return home. May we play, live, and work well to magnify love. May we nurture power as a great river, knowing that this is what will carry us into the future. May we love like it is spiritual, like it is sacred, like we mean it, even when the world says not to. So may it be. I like to give announcements in the middle of worship because I feel like I have your attention. We have just the basics following worship today. If this is your first time or second time, or you're still new and a little uncertain about what you're doing here, feel free to gather with me and leaders in my office. Still got some installation stuff, but there's nice couches in there. Come gather with us, grab a cup of coffee. Let's chat about Unitarian Universalism. What brings you here? It's a good time to connect. Also, I want two more announcements. We have OATS, Open Arms Trans Social, meets this Saturday from noon to 2. If that's for you, or if that's for someone you know, feel free to join us. It is a nice time for fellowship and socializing with an experience centered on trans belonging and trans needs, but all real allies are welcome. On October 4th, we'll be holding what we're calling Meeting the Moment. This is an important time. Many of you all have received email invitations, but there's also in the newsletter an invitation to you. It's a 3-hour workshop, but we're asking really important questions about what this moment is and how we can cultivate a values-based response to it. It's really important work, and I hope you can come out and join Vicki Pratt and I as we lead this workshop together and maybe come up with some answers about how to meet the moment that we're in. Because friends, if we are not in a moment, I don't know what it is. Please join us as you're available. Of course, lunch will be provided. Any more last-minute announcements? Yep. Don and Millie's today. Yeah, so we have a really cool relationship with Don and Millie's, this restaurant. What's that plaza called again? Rockbrook Plaza right down here. A small, like some 10% or so of proceeds from 20% of orders from Don and Millie's, as long as you tell them that you're from Second Unitarian, that will be shared with us. So go have a hamburger, friends, or I think I might get a milkshake today. Yeah, they have good milkshakes there. Book sale in a week. Book sale in a week. So do gather books that you might not want to carry anymore. Get some good ones and gather them here. We'll be having our book sale. It's a part of our fundraiser. It's part of what keeps the lights on and the ministry flowing at Second Unitarian. Thank you, Casey. Thank you, Mark. If there's anything else, send it to Jamie. Put it in the e-news. Friends, will you join me again in a spirit of contemplation to hear these old words of wisdom? 3 different translations from the Tao Te Ching, verse 8. The Stephen Mitchell translation. The supreme good is like water, which nourishes all things without trying to. It is content with the low places that people disdain. Thus, it is like the Tao. In dwelling, live close to the ground, and thinking, keep to the simple. In conflict, be fair and generous. In governing, don't try to control. In work, do what you enjoy. In family life, be completely present. When you are content to be simply yourself and don't compare or compete, everybody will respect you. A translation by Derek Lynn, 2006. The highest goodness resembles water. Water greatly benefits myriad things without contention. It stays in places that people dislike. Therefore, it is similar to the Tao. Dwelling with the right location, feeling with great depth, giving with great kindness, speaking with great integrity, governing with great administration, handling with great capability, moving with great timing. Because it does not contend, it is therefore beyond reproach. This final translation by Jeremy M. Miller, quite different this one. Jeremy writes, "We are made of nothingness. We are made of zero. If that is too complex, then we say we are made of water. Water, non-discriminatory life, avoid decay by simplicity." We are a long way from the ocean, about as far away as you can be here in Omaha, Nebraska, right? I hope you all can know what I'm talking about with the ocean. If you've never been to the ocean, I hope one day you get to go. But here we may speak of rivers and water from the sky, water in our bodies, water from a tap, water in the heart. Water is life. And life is precious, rare, and wonderful, brought to being, to experience and become. Yet water itself is far, far from rare. It comprises some 70% of the planet and some 60% of our very bodies and the bodies of all beings and oceans, rivers. Like I said, it falls from the sky, y'all. Water is common here. More than common, there are several oceans worth of water sequestered in rocks deep beneath the planet, undrinkable, untappable. Off this planet, we know water exists in a glass-like phase in vast interstellar clouds, forged in the hearts of dying stars and cast out, made water perhaps also by the steady bombardment of intergalactic radiation. It is, of course, one of, if not the major ingredient for life as we know it. In the mix of falsifiable theories about the origins of life on this planet, one leading contender, and my personal favorite, locates life's beginnings deep beneath the great-grandmother oceans around these hydrothermal vents, issuing forth heat and gasified minerals into the crushing depths. This combination of heat and chemistry and water and time may have led to the formations of the first expressions of what would become life, simple lipid membranes and simple memory molecules like RNA, all and only possible by the grace of water and this dalliance with fire in the body of the earth. Something more from nothing but, as Ursula Goodenough would put it, who is with us today. Please say hi to Ursula afterwards. Very special to have you with us, Ursula. But how water came to be on this planet in such liquid abundance is a bit of a mystery, isn't it? It could be that it's brought here by asteroids, most of which contain at least some water, though most such asteroids are comprised of frozen heavy water. That's water that's composed of isotopes of hydrogen and oxygen, not really good for you or me, not useful for life as we know it. It could also be that the Earth captured a bunch of hydrogen in its early formation, pulled out of those aforementioned clouds of gas and ice and dust from which stars are born from and die into. No one can really say for sure, but we can at the very least heed this element, common as it is, and the many lessons it may impart. As abundant as it is, one may be forgiven for taking for granted this element, this water. As we heard in our Time for All Ages, there are certainly forces that would take it for granted. I have personal friends who are at Standing Rock, protecting water. A seeker's mind, though, may be attuned to consider the more subtle powers and deeper lessons contained within a drop. What depths may be plunged in this communion? How may water, common and humble, be as a spiritual teacher for these dry ages of anger and division? How may we learn and practice deep belonging? A single drop seems small alone, but surely we know the accumulated whole to be mighty. And so water teaches us strength in unity across cultures and traditions, including our own. Water is a flowing symbol of cleaning, renewal, and restoration. And so water is a keeper of memory and ritual, from baptisms to brushing your teeth. Water changes states easily, right? Solid to liquid to gas to condense back into a liquid and freeze yet again. And there are also some arcane and strange states of water too that I won't get into right now because I don't understand them very well. So water very clearly teaches transformation, holding to the structure of the substance while holding no single shape forever, as it is written in the Tao Te Ching. The highest good is like water. It inhabits the lowest places where others disdain and yet nourishes all beings. And in this, water teaches humility of service, the power of flow and gentle action for the common good. And of course, water models interconnection. The Missouri and Platte rivers merge to join the Mississippi and down, flowing past my father's condo in Memphis, further still into the Gulf of Mexico, and further on into the Atlantic Ocean to fall and roll and flow and fly and become rain, become tears, become blood, become lemonade, become life again. We would do well to heed these and other realizations, for while water is common, it remains as precious as the life that relies on it. Our fates are surely intertwined, as are the fates of all people and all beings, one planetary family. Wouldn't that be nice? Trust and abide the flow of life without seeking to constantly control. Experience will fill your well and carve new channels for life and living, sailing you into the future. Care for the water in your life, the rivers and the streams, people's ability to access it fairly in this city, the water flowing through your neighbor, the water flowing through you, the life that you and all of us are. Consider the depths of each person, every soul, each holding a location of awareness and experience hidden in the depths. Should we be patient with one another, the silt and stirred up mud may settle to the bottoms, allowing us to know one another more clearly. This isn't to say we don't engage with or struggle with, but when we have those precious moments and those precious relationships where we can be patient with one another and let what is stirring around settle to the bottom. This is how you clear up a muddy pool. You wait. Consider those depths, so that a mirrored surface may arise holding deeper truths. Remember, try to remember, because it is so easy to forget the common lineage of all things, right? All things flowing from seed to be you and me, and all things for all things bear these essential connections, binding each to all. These bonds being clear and present reminders that we are, each and every one of us, young and old and all ways of being, are distinct tributaries of the soul, of the flow of life and experience. We are fed by many rivers flowing through one body, one heart, and a mind, reminding, telling that you, friend, who has felt too often the sting of heartbreak, abandonment, disappointment, unworthiness, that you and all of us are somebody. Not because someone died long ago, not because you are the most important, but because you are the only you that ever has been, that ever will be, and so you are somebody. May we seek a deeper peace as we sing this deeper belonging. There's a river flowing in my soul. And please stay rising as Lorraine leads us in our chalice extinguishing.
Sarah will put the words on the screen. We extinguish this flame, please read this with me, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Something a little different for our doxology this morning, friends. Good Russian? I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside and study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Gonna study war no more. Gonna lay down my burden down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. Gonna lay down my burden down by the riverside. Gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Gonna study war no more. Gonna shake hands around the world. Everywhere I roam, everywhere I roam, everywhere I roam. Gonna shake hands around the world. Everywhere I roam. Gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Gonna study war no more. Study war no more. Prophetic Church, this world awaits your liberating ministry as we go from this place. May we flow as fools for love and pilgrims for justice, and until we meet again, may we rock, roll, and move towards that beloved community on the horizon. Go in peace, stick around for after hour and for coffee and for just the basics in my office. Go in peace.